This super cute guinea pig is named Lola. This guy is called Popcorn. Lola is about to meet the insides of Popcorn's throat. But it's not only Popcorn getting a feed today. This guy's getting a treat. We've got some rat pups for him. It's not often we give rat pups to him, but just for a once in a lifetime treat, let's give it a go. We're going to be feeding all of our leopard geckos, our royal python, our mourning gecko breeding facility, or our angry boa constrictor who's somewhere down there. My name's Richard, this channel's called Northern Exotics, let's go. Let's feed Charlie, our royal python. Word of warning, Charlie has got really bad aim. Chances are he'll miss it the first time and then he'll come back round and try and get me. Now Charlie's getting what we class in the UK as a small rat. It's his normal meal, it's what he normally has. Now at first he did seem really interested. I think what put him off on this one was all the lights that we're using for filming purposes. So what we're going to do, we're just going to lay it down on the substrate, remove all the lighting, we'll come back a little later and check. What we'll do, just shut him up, we'll come over to some superworms because Mushu, our callus versicolor, sat all the way up there. He's going to get some superworms now. What we need to do first though, we need to add some calcium. So we've got the Reptile Systems Calcium Ultra. This is the part of their a la carte range. It's just absolutely amazing. What I like to do is just twist the lid, and as you can see, only a small amount's going in, just enough to cover them. Give it a shake. What we'll do, he only gets fed once every couple of days, so we'll empty out his water bowl, his food bowl. I know what I'm doing. He can have 2 superworms in there. You can see them just there. We'll shut the door. Now he likes to come down, perch on that rock and lean down and actually get them. However, this time he proved me wrong and he was lazy and he just sort of went on the substrate and started eating. That's Mushu, our callus versicolor, and my god, he's got a cracking story behind him. What is a callus versicolor? They're a bit of an unusual pet. We don't normally see them kicking around. He was actually a wild stowaway. He came to the UK in a shipment of wood. Can you imagine the people that worked at that wood factory when they opened the shipping container and out popped Mushu? He was just a tag along with that shipment. The local authorities said, you either take him, look after him and keep him as a pet, or we destroy him. He's not a threatened species, so we can do that. So we've got Mushu just down there. But not only Mushu, most recently, Cheshire Reptile Rescues have got Wish. Wish is just there, currently in quarantine. That's why he's only in this little jar enclosure. He's a Chinese house gecko. Exactly the same scenario. The authorities said, take him or we'll destroy him. So guess what? We've got him. We seem to have an awful lot of luck with wild stowaways. But Mushu has become part of the family. We've had him there for about, I don't know, 2 years nearly. He's that much of a part of the family that we started to build him this huge, massive bioactive enclosure just for him to live out the rest of his life. If you want to see that big enclosure get built up along with some of the other big build videos that we do on this channel, make sure you do hit subscribe and that notification bell just so you get notified when we do upload the videos. Now Diego's turn for some food. He has got just some salad with a little bit of calcium over the top of it, and we'll just, to be fair, he might actually hand feed as well. Do you want some food, mate? Do you want some food? He's such a lazy boy. He has to be hand-fed superworms, hand-fed locusts. Again, he has a massive variety of live food and salad, solely because it's massively important for the species. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Ha! Do you enjoy that, mate? Right, I'm just going to leave this on your substrate for you, buddy. Do you find that with your bearded dragons as well, that sometimes they're just so finicky? They'll either eat out your hand, they want to hunt and chase. Sometimes they don't like one food but like another food. I hear so many people say they don't eat vegetables either. What's your bearded dragon like? Let us know in the comment section down below. But we're quite lucky here at Northern Exotics because we breed all of our own live food. That's our dubia roaches, our mealworms. We've got superworms just over there as well. If you want to learn how to breed your own live food and the cheapest way possible to actually start breeding your own live food, we've done a full playlist. I'll link it just up there. Let's start adding Lola into the enclosure. This is the joy with Sutton Pets and Exotics where I got all of these things from. I mean, you can get guinea pigs, rats, gerbils, absolutely anything from there. I'll leave their links in the description down below. But let's get Lola out of the back. This is a frozen thawed animal. All of the animals I feed to all of my animals are frozen thawed. Now, I don't like feeding animals, especially cute little animals like that. I mean, look at the little crown it's got on his head. Oh, check it out. Look, Lola's got a lovely little crown. Oh, let's go and feed you to the big snakes. Now, what we're going to do is basically give her this and see her reaction. She's a bit big. I mean, this is an absolute huge meal for her. I mean, there's Popcorn. We've obviously got the big light there so we can see. But yeah, it's a big meal for her, so she probably won't eat another meal for about a month after actually eating this. Hopefully she takes it. You're going to have to stay around till the end of the video to see if she does. I don't know why I keep calling him a she. It's just, she just looks so absolutely majestic that it reminds me of a sheep. Just to save my hands, obviously Popcorn is here. Tail's here, it's a 6 foot snake, goes all the way along and all the way up the other side. So I'm actually going to go in the back side of this enclosure and leave this guinea pig on top of his hide. You okay, mate? Look, Lola's come to say hello. There's Lola. Let's see if you can actually have Lola. Bye-bye, Lola. Thank you for your sacrifice. Popcorn's got you right in the stomach there. He got you right in the stomach. I hope he doesn't squeeze you too hard and basically, pop you. We're actually going to leave him and leave the room for a split for about 10 minutes or so. Chances are he's going to throw that guinea pig around a little bit, coil it up a little bit more, and then start taking it in. So while he's doing that, we're going to actually go back into the reptile room and feed Rosie, angry boa constrictor. Now, if you've seen any of my past videos regarding her, you can know how many times she's took a pop at me. Oof, Charlie's had his rat. He took it into his hide and ate it in the actual hide. So I couldn't exactly get any footage, but Charlie has had his rat. I fed some fruit flies and some Pangaea to the mourning gecko breeding colony. I mean, it's not very eventful to actually see them do this because they're normally just hiding out in the bromeliad. There's 12 in here and they're actively breeding. The joy with mourning geckos, they're parthenogenesis. It means they don't need a male to actually reproduce. It's absolutely fascinating. We've got so many babies in here and I have no idea where they're actually laying their eggs. If you want to see a video on how this actually enclosure was built, complete with the rain system, the fog system, absolutely everything built in with this, and how much it actually cost, I'll leave a playlist in the top corner right now. Now Rosie here, she's only going to get a small rat this time, solely because 2 weeks ago she had a large rat. We like to change up the size of the food every now and then just to add that little bit of added enrichment. We can also do the size, we can do the actual style of food that we give them. There's loads of ways to enrich your animals on a food basis. Let's go back now and check on Popcorn. Now what it looks like's happened is Popcorn's actually let go of the belly of the guinea pig. And he's trying to work his way around, trying to find the head. Check this out, let's time lapse it. This is another great way of enriching your animals. Look at him, he's having to move it all around, trying his hardest to find the head. He does eventually find the head and start to feed on this. Look at that, he's just so enriched. Let's quickly go back in and check on Rosie, see how she's getting on. You can just about see her down there, just about to finish off the rat. She's using the floor to lever it straight into her mouth. For those who saw my last video where we actually built a salmon pink bird eater's enclosure, we actually added the tarantula into the enclosure on a live stream on Scott's Inverts YouTube channel. I'll link him down in the description down below, but let's check her out. There we go. There she is up the back corner. She's not yet found her hide, which is just in there. I mean, what do you guys think of this enclosure? If you want to see this enclosure, I'll link it in a cards directly above now. A step-by-step guide to exactly how I built this. And to be fair, if I'm totally honest, I actually set this enclosure on fire by mistake while I was building it. So it's well worth a watch. But there she is, all the way up there, cleaning her fangs, if it'll focus. Wow, how cool is she? But on that video where we did show that enclosure getting built, we asked you guys if you would like a chance at naming her. Stick your name suggestions in the comments down below. We are going to pick a name from either that video or this video. So if you know what we can call this salmon pink bird eater, let us know in the comment section down below. Now it is still daylight, so feeding the leopard geckos couldn't be any easier. I'm going to get 3 and just drop them straight in the food bowl. That was Mac, our male leopard gecko. He's just in a bog standard sort of breeder style setup because he is my male breeder. That is due to change this year, so again, if you want to see that big enclosure build, make sure you do subscribe. In fact, I'll go and show you what another big bioactive leopard gecko enclosure is actually like. And this is what a big bioactive enclosure is like for a leopard gecko. This is a 4 foot live planted enclosure. Don't worry, that's not sand. It's a solid substance. That's basically expanding foam. I'll feed her. I'll just chuck some superworms in her food bowl just while I show you through this enclosure. So we've got full rock work. That's heated up with an infrared heat projector by Mega Ray. It is UVI. It's got UV lighting in there. It's the Ferguson Zone 1 UV light by reptile systems. You can see this whole mound here. Well, what does that actually do? Well, one, we've got a couple of cold hides down this side. We've also got that big hole there. Well, what's that big hole? Well, if we come down the side of the enclosure just here, we've got a moist hide in there. And we can remove that moist hide and just, yeah, it is what it is. Full of succulents and live grasses, and she absolutely loves this enclosure. I wish I could show you, but she's right the way underneath that hot hide at the moment. If you want to see a video on how I built this step by step, because we do a lot of these build videos on this YouTube channel, exactly how much it cost, absolutely everything, I'll link it in the top corner right now. Because I absolutely really do love that enclosure. I love it so much that it's actually in my living room, not in the reptile room with all the other animals. There's the enclosure, there's the sofa. That one there is Popcorn, which we're feeding right now. And Hugo, the Savannah monitor, we're going to feed him after Popcorn has had this guinea pig. Let's go and check out how she's doing. She's really getting it down her throat now. I mean, check that out. We all thought it wouldn't fit. Look at that. You can really see it down her throat all the way around. I don't want to disturb her too much, so let's time-lapse it again. We have got some rat pups and some superworms for this fatty. Now again, we don't advocate rat pups or any rodents for Savannah monitors. It's just not their natural diet. They can cause fur impaction, they can cause calcium deposits, they can cause just an awful lot of fatty liver disease related illnesses. However, these are rat pups, they are furless, and he loves them. Here you go, mate. Oh, the reptile shop gave us an extra one. You got an extra one today, mate. You got a big meal today. Boof. See how he's just taking them down, swallowing them whole. He absolutely loves them. Right. Last rat pup, my friend. Boof. And now, let's see if you'll gently take some superworms. Oh, God, gently, mate. I said gently. His name is Hugo for obvious reasons. Hugo Bosk. In the UK, they're called... or in most of Europe, they're called Bosk monitors. And that's because the first person that ever described these and found them in the wild was named Louis Bosk. Now, let's go back to Popcorn. Up to this point, it's taken around about 45 minutes for him to locate the head and start eating. He's done a great job. And now Popcorn is about to go into his hide and start basking that off. We probably won't see him for a week. He'll just be curled up in there. We did say Lola would see the back of his throat. And that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button.